The signal came on an ordinary Tuesday morning. Dr. Sarah Chen was halfway through her second cup of coffee when the arrays at the Deep Space Listening Initiative began picking up something unusual. At first, she dismissed it as another pulsar emission, or perhaps some distant quasar acting up. But as the pattern repeated itself for the third time, she felt the coffee cup slip from her fingers, shattering against the observatory's floor. "Martinez," she called out, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "Are you seeing this?" Her colleague rolled his chair across the control room, his usual jovial expression replaced by focused concentration. "That's not natural," he muttered, fingers flying across the keyboard. "Whatever this is, it's structured. Mathematical." The pattern continued, a series of prime numbers followed by what appeared to be coordinates. But it was the message hidden within the mathematical sequence that sent chills down Sarah's spine. Using basic quantum mechanics principles, the signal contained a message, and it wasn't friendly. Within hours, similar reports flooded in from observatories across the globe. The Chinese picked it up at their fast radio telescope. The Russians confirmed it through their own arrays. Even amateur astronomers with modest equipment began detecting the transmission. The message was being broadcast with such power that it was impossible to miss. They wanted us to hear it. "Dr. Chen," the voice on the secure line belonged to General Marcus Hayes, head of the newly formed Global Defense Initiative. "I need your preliminary analysis in 1 hour. Please tell me this is some kind of cosmic joke." Sarah looked at the decoded message again, her hands trembling slightly. "I'm afraid not, General. The signal contains specific references to Earth's position in the galaxy, our technological capabilities, and—" She paused, swallowing hard, a declaration of intent. The message was clear. Humanity had been judged and found wanting. Our civilization was deemed too dangerous to allow its continued expansion into space. The aliens had been watching us for centuries, monitoring our wars, our environmental destruction, our development of nuclear weapons. They had decided we needed to be contained, permanently. As Sarah worked through the night with her team, more signals began arriving. Each one contained tactical information, deployment patterns, invasion protocols, weapons specifications. The aliens weren't trying to hide their plans. They wanted us to know what was coming. They're psychological warfare experts, Martinez observed, his usual cheerful demeanor completely gone. They're trying to break our will to resist before they even arrive. But the aliens had made one crucial mistake. By revealing their plans, they had given humanity something it desperately needed: time to prepare. And if there was one thing humans excelled at, it was adapting to survive. Global governments began mobilizing in secret. Underground bunkers were retrofitted, weapons development accelerated, and new alliances formed. Traditional enemies found common ground in the face of extinction. For the first time in human history, the entire species was united against a common threat. Sarah's team worked tirelessly to analyze every bit of data from the signals. Each transmission revealed more about their technology, their tactics, and their weaknesses. The aliens were methodical, precise, and arrogant. They believed their technological superiority made victory inevitable. But they hadn't counted on human ingenuity. 3 months after the first signal, Sarah made a breakthrough. Hidden within the alien transmissions was evidence of their physical vulnerability to certain frequencies of radiation, frequencies that were harmless to humans. It wasn't much, but it was a start. As she stared at the star-filled sky from the observatory's roof, Sarah felt a strange mix of terror and hope. Humanity had always wondered if we were alone in the universe. Now we knew the truth, but it had come with a terrible price. The signal had changed everything. Earth's nations were secretly preparing for the greatest fight in human history, and somewhere out there in the darkness between the stars, our enemy was coming. The question wasn't if humanity would survive. The question was how many of us would be left when the dust settled. Sarah looked down at the tablet in her hands, displaying the latest decoded transmission. The invasion fleet would arrive in 6 months. The countdown to humanity's greatest test had begun. The first disappearances began near Edwards Air Force Base. 3 soldiers vanished during a routine patrol, their vehicles found empty with engines still running. Within a week, similar incidents were reported at military installations worldwide. Security footage showed only shadows where people should have been. "They're already here," General Hayes announced to the Emergency Council. The bunker beneath Geneva was filled with military and scientific leaders from every major nation. Dr. Chen's analysis confirms it. These aren't disappearances, they're abductions. Sarah stood at the podium, her presentation showing thermal imaging from various sites. The aliens sent advanced scouts using some form of cloaking technology. They're studying our defenses, our weapons, our tactics. But they made a mistake. The screen showed a distinctive heat signature, barely visible but undeniably present. Their cloaking technology isn't perfect. It leaves a thermal footprint we can track. China's General Wu leaned forward. "Can we fight what we cannot see?" "We can now," Sarah replied, nodding to Martinez. He wheeled in what looked like a modified radar gun. This device detects their thermal signature and disrupts their cloaking field. We've already manufactured thousands. The first confirmed contact happened outside Moscow. A Russian patrol, equipped with the new detection devices, encountered 3 alien scouts. The ensuing firefight was brief but revealing. The aliens were humanoid but taller, with gray-green skin and enhanced cybernetic implants. One was captured alive. The interrogation revealed crucial information. The scouts were part of an advance force, gathering tactical data for the main invasion fleet, but they had underestimated humanity's rate of technological adaptation. Private Jenkins, one of the few who survived an abduction attempt, described their arrogance. "They treated us like lab rats, kept talking about how primitive we were, didn't expect me to understand their language." He smiled grimly. "Really didn't expect me to break free and steal their data core." The stolen data confirmed humanity's worst fears. The invasion force was massive, thousands of ships carrying millions of soldiers. But it also revealed something unexpected. Not all aliens supported the invasion. Sarah spent weeks analyzing the data with her team. "There's evidence of political division in their society," she reported. "Some believe we should be contained. Others think we should be exterminated entirely. And a small faction argues for peaceful contact." "Fact chance of that now," Martins muttered. But Sarah wasn't finished. "The important thing is, they're not unified. And their technology, while advanced, isn't magical. Everything they have follows understandable scientific principles. We can fight this." The Global Defense Initiative shifted into high gear. Every major military facility was equipped with detection devices. Special response teams were formed and trained specifically for alien encounters. Humanity's industrial capacity was redirected toward defense preparation. But the aliens weren't idle. More scout ships appeared, leading to skirmishes worldwide. Each encounter provided more data, more understanding of alien capabilities, and more human casualties. The first major battle occurred over Shanghai. 3 alien warships decloaked in broad daylight, testing Earth's defenses. The Chinese Air Force, supported by American and Russian squadrons, engaged immediately. The battle lasted 6 hours. 2 alien ships were destroyed. The third retreated, but not before leveling several city blocks. The message was clear. The aliens were done hiding. As Sarah watched footage of the battle, she noticed something odd about the alien ship formations. "They're not just testing our defenses," she realized. "They're forcing us to reveal our technological capabilities, our combat tactics." The real invasion hadn't even begun, and humanity was already being forced to show its hand. The next day, all global communications went dark. The Shadow War was about to become a full-scale invasion. "They're coming," Sarah announced to the War Council. "And now, they know exactly what we can do." But they didn't know everything. In her lab, Sarah had made another breakthrough, one that might give humanity a fighting chance. The question was whether they could implement it before the main invasion force arrived. Time was running out. The miracle came from an unexpected source. Deep within the alien genetic code, Sarah found a message, not from the invaders, but from their distant ancestors, a warning about the path their civilization had taken, and a key to their ultimate weakness. They're not as united as they appear, she explained to the War Council. Their society is rigidly hierarchical, controlled by a ruling caste that's been genetically engineering their population for millennia. The ordinary soldiers, they're practically slaves. This revelation changed everything. Earth's resistance shifted strategy, focusing not just on fighting the aliens, but on communicating with them. The enhanced humans, with their telepathic abilities, became crucial to this effort. The first mass defection occurred during the Battle of Sydney. An entire alien battalion, after receiving the truth about their own history, turned against their commanders. More followed as the message spread through the invasion force. Their entire society is built on lies, Martinez explained to the troops. The ruling caste modified their own people, stripped away their capacity for independent thought. But they couldn't completely eliminate it. Nature always finds a way. The war transformed. What began as a straightforward invasion became a complex civil conflict, with human forces fighting alongside alien rebels against the ruling caste's loyalists. The orbital battles became more desperate as the invasion fleet split into opposing factions. Sarah worked tirelessly to develop weapons that could target the ruling caste while leaving their victims unharmed. The enhanced humans proved invaluable, their hybrid nature allowing them to bridge the gap between species. But the ruling caste wasn't going down without a fight. They unleashed devastating weapons, willing to sacrifice their own troops to maintain control. Entire cities were vaporized. Millions more died. The turning point came during the Battle of Moscow. A combined force of human and rebel alien troops, led by enhanced human commanders, struck directly at the invasion fleet's command ship. The fighting was brutal, but the rebels' intimate knowledge of alien technology proved decisive. The capture of the command ship provided access to the aliens' full tactical network. For the first time, humanity could see the true scale of the invasion force and the location of their homeworld. "We can't just defend anymore," General Hayes declared. "We need to take the fight to them, and this once and for all." The plan was audacious. Using captured alien ships and technology, a joint human-rebel force would strike directly at the ruling caste seat of power. Success would mean freedom not just for Earth, but for countless alien worlds under their control. Sarah led the team preparing the enhanced humans for the mission. "This isn't just about survival anymore," she told them. "This is about liberation. Humanity won't just save itself. We'll save them too." The counterattack force assembled in secret. Thousands of ships, crewed by humans, rebels, and hybrids, gathered in the shadow of Mars. The largest military operation in human history was about to begin. As Sarah looked at the assembled fleet, she realized humanity had achieved something remarkable. In trying to destroy us, the aliens had instead forced us to evolve, to exceed our limitations, to become something greater. The final battle for Earth's future was about to begin. But win or lose, humanity had already proven something extraordinary. Faced with extinction, we hadn't just survived. We had transformed. The stars awaited. The battle for the alien homeworld began at dawn. The combined fleet of human and rebel ships dropped out of faster-than-light travel on the edge of the system. The ruling caste home planet hung before them, protected by orbital defenses more formidable than anything seen at Earth. "They never expected us to make it this far," Sarah observed from the command center of the flagship. The enhanced humans around her were already linking minds with their rebel allies, coordinating the assault. The ruling caste's response was immediate and brutal. Thousands of defensive platforms opened fire, filling space with energy weapons and projectiles. But the rebels had provided detailed intelligence about these defenses, and the human fleet was ready. The battle split into 3 phases. The first wave, consisting primarily of rebel ships, engaged the orbital defenses. The second wave, led by enhanced humans, targeted key military installations on the surface. The third wave, carrying the main assault force, waited for their opportunity. Sarah's contribution to the battle wasn't military, it was biological. Her team had developed a virus that would specifically target the genetic modifications the ruling caste had used to control their population. It wouldn't kill them, but it would break their telepathic hold over their servants. Remember, she broadcast to the fleet, our goal isn't extinction, it's liberation. The space battle was devastating. Hundreds of ships on both sides were destroyed in the first hour. But the rebels' intimate knowledge of the defenses, combined with human tactical innovations, slowly gained the upper hand. On the surface, the enhanced humans proved their worth. Their hybrid abilities allowed them to interface directly with alien technology, turning defensive systems against their masters. The ruling caste, for the first time in their history, faced an enemy they couldn't control. The breakthrough came when Sarah's virus was successfully deployed in the planet's atmosphere. The effect was dramatic. Across the planet, millions of aliens suddenly found themselves free from mental domination for the first time in their lives. The ruling caste's response was desperate and horrifying. Rather than lose control, they activated a doomsday device designed to sterilize the entire planet. But they had underestimated the strength of human-alien cooperation. In the end, it wasn't military might that won the day. It was a single enhanced human, a former army corporal named Maria Chen, who managed to infiltrate the ruling caste's central control facility. Working with rebel technicians, she disabled the doomsday device seconds before activation. The war ended not with a bang, but with a revolution. As the ruling caste control dissolved, their entire empire began to crumble. Dozens of subjugated species seized their freedom, inspired by humanity's example. In the aftermath, a new galactic order began to emerge. The former empire transformed into a confederation of free worlds, with Earth playing a crucial role as the catalyst for change. The enhanced humans became bridges between species, their hybrid nature symbolizing the possibility of peaceful cooperation. Sarah, standing on the alien world she had helped liberate, watched as humans and aliens worked together to build something new. They came to destroy us, she mused, but instead they'd made us stronger, made us better. The signal that had started it all, years ago on that ordinary Tuesday morning, had indeed changed everything, just not in the way anyone had expected. Humanity had faced extinction, and emerged not just survived, but transformed. We had proven ourselves not just worthy of survival, but capable of leading others to freedom. As ships from newly liberated worlds arrived to join the Confederation, Sarah realized that the greatest adventure was just beginning. Humanity's next challenge wouldn't be fighting for survival. It would be helping to build a better galaxy for all species. The stars had stopped being a source of threat. Now they were a promise of what was to come. And somewhere in deep space, another signal was traveling outward, carrying a new message to any who might receive it. Earth was no longer just the home of humanity. It was the birthplace of freedom. The end wasn't just a victory. It was a beginning.